Trump is at it again, and this time it is a tit-for-tat move that could shake the balance of international trade. The United States president's new announcement includes additional tariffs targeting products worth $149 billion from the European Union and $13 billion from Canada. Well, I heard a speech, and I think you're talking about JD's speech, right? Yes, sir. I heard his speech, and he talked about freedom of speech, and I think it's true in Europe. They're losing. Just before midnight in Paris, returning to his hotel, the Prime Minister faces a new round of questions about Donald Trump's latest threats. These tariffs, which will be imposed on a total of $262 billion worth of goods, have already sparked heated debates on both the economic and diplomatic fronts. So what is this tariff decision? Is the transatlantic and neighborly relationship between the United States and its allies really facing such a major rift? What are the political and commercial motivations behind this unexpected step? In his last public press conference, Trump said the European Union is pushing me so hard that I can only tell them this: they are completely ruthless. They have been victimizing American workers for too long, and we are going to put an end to this unfair competition. His remarks about Canada were no different, claiming that Canada, the United States' supposedly closest neighbor, had cheated trade deals, and that the tariffs were, in fact, a necessary defense mechanism. The United States' reciprocal tariffs have long been criticized by the European Union as provocative and unilateral. Now, we are facing a situation where these criticisms have almost officially materialized. Previous United States sanctions on steel, aluminum, and some agricultural products had been met with a backlash from the European Union. This time, however, the list is much broader and includes a wide range of products, from everyday consumption to industrial goods. Initial statements from the European Commission have described the move as a direct attack on international trade rules. In Chonyait, official rhetoric, Brussels argues that the European Union does not deserve such a step in its trade policies and calls on the United States to return to reasonable dialogue. At the same time, the message is that we will not hesitate to retaliate. Commission officials, who often say that Europe operates an open market model, do not hide their discomfort with American politicians using tariffs as a political lever. Of course, the $149 billion list has also triggered intense diplomatic traffic within the European Union itself. Member states are discussing which sectors will be affected by the tariffs and to what extent. French wine, Italian cheese and pasta, German cars, Spanish olive oil, Belgian chocolate, and Polish meat products are all likely to be hit by the new tariffs. The fact that American consumers will pay higher prices for these products could also trigger a backlash in the United States domestic market. Many United States importers have been dependent on European Union products for decades, and a sudden increase in prices would be costly for United States retailers. On the Canadian front, the picture looks no different. Trump's frequent accusations that we do not have a fair neighbor, that they take advantage of us, have led the Ottawa administration to emphasize that these new tariffs are not a surprise, but they are still in favor of continuing the dialogue. Canada has long had tensions with the United States, especially in the agricultural and dairy markets, and now the addition of other items such as automotive parts, lumber products, and mineral resources puts the course of economic cooperation at risk. Trade between the two countries is huge, reaching hundreds of billions of dollars. Therefore, a retaliatory step could further harden cross-border trade between the United States and Canada. While Canada's Prime Minister has called for finding a sensible compromise. The Trump administration's aggressive stance could put relations between the North American neighbors to a prolonged test. So why is Trump targeting trade partners like the European Union and Canada? There is no single answer, but there are several possible reasons. First of all, Trump wants to strengthen his nationalist and protectionist message in the domestic political arena in the upcoming election. In the past, his tariffs on steel and aluminum, under the slogan "America First," have reinforced the image of a leader trying to protect the interests of the country in domestic public opinion. Especially in the Midwestern states, he has not hesitated to lash out at traditional allies such as Europe, Canada, in order to win the favor of domestic producers. Likewise, some United States lobbies and large corporations urge the president to take action, arguing that Europe and Canada were imposing protectionist measures in the agricultural and automotive sectors. Trump has used the pressure from these lobbies as leverage to try to please both his base and these companies by signing a large tax package. However, including the European Union and Canada, such a package may have a different geopolitical dimension. The United States has been unable to end its global trade war with China. Europe shares some concerns about China, but Brussels is not as hardline as Washington. In effect, Trump is sending a message to the European Union and Canada. If you do not take my side, I can punish you too. It is an attitude that demonstrates America's global influence and economic leverage. But if allies like the European Union and Canada lose their patience with such a wide range of punitive tariffs, the United States may find itself in a lonely and trapped position. Indeed, the European and Canadian governments have hinted that they have put on the table the possibility of turning to trade partners other than the United States. All eyes are now on the European Union's and Canada's possible countermeasures. If the European Union announces a similarly large, retaliatory tariff and makes it more expensive for American products to enter the European market, the face of transatlantic trade could change rapidly. The European Commission could impose tariffs on a wide range of products popular in the United States, such as whiskey, motorcycles, jeans, agricultural products, and some intermediate materials used in the technology sector. Canada, likewise, has the option to impose restrictions on everything from American meat products to technology imports and even tourism. While Ottawa and Brussels have characterized these steps as a last resort, they have no other strong leverage against Trump's harsh rhetoric and surprise tariffs. This could spill over into the global economy in a new wave of tit-for-tat trade wars. The uncertainty is already spilling over into financial markets and exchange rates, stocks of companies, especially those linked to the automotive and agricultural sectors, are likely to fall sharply. In light of these developments, many analysts are asking, are major cracks opening in the foundation of the transatlantic relationship? Historically, European and United States relations have been tightly knit around shared defense interests and values. These relations, crowned by the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, alliance, have been presented as an important example of solidarity since the Cold War. Of course, there have been trade disputes in the past, but never to the point of such a major confrontation with tariffs totaling $262 billion. Canada is a geographical neighbor and friend, and a culturally close partner. Therefore, such a deep tariff move in the United States-Canada relationship may cast a shadow on the rhetoric of friendship in the long run. Although commercial interests and political and military alliances are not equal, economic frictions are likely to trigger diplomatic tensions over time. Above all, the question is how long these tariffs will last, and what will be the consequences in the near term. The European Union or Canada could enter into new negotiations with the United States in search of a compromise. Perhaps Trump, after trying to show off his political leverage, will try to strike a more moderate deal behind the scenes. For now, however, there are no such signs. The upcoming political process in the United States could make it difficult for the parties to reach a compromise. Likewise, European Union leaders are careful to send a message to the public that we will not bow down to Trump. If this turns into a trade war, it could deal a major blow to global economic growth. Organizations such as the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank warn that such protectionist steps could have a negative impact on all economies. In the end, if a tit-for-tat cycle takes hold, instead of a win-win formula in trade, everyone is likely to lose in one way or another. What do you think about this tariff move? Do you think Trump is appealing to certain interest groups within the United States with this aggressive stance, but in the long run, hurting his country or global trade? Will Europe and Canada emerge from this confrontation stronger, or with major trade losses? Do not forget to share your comments with us. You can subscribe to our channel to follow such international agendas closely and to be informed about developments. And if you like our video, you can press the like button to support us. Until next time, goodbye for now.